will cause great anxiety, great joy, and great passion in human beings. So everyone who is living will see this. This is the promise of the Quran, and this is also the promise of the Bible as well.
There are some accusations of you against Freemasonry. You say it rules the world, it stays under the constant influence of Satan, and it has also context to the PKK, and you yourself suffered from Freemasonries because they did put you in an institution for mentally ill people. Which effects do you have for these accusations?
Yes, that's true. Masons have been practicing such things for hundreds of years. Masons are a very old institution, so this can be seen as a battle between believers and non-believers, which starts from Prophet Adam and which will go on until the end of times, until the doomsday. So this is a battle, this is an ongoing battle. And the institution of Freemasonry is a very old one indeed. It dates back to ancient Egypt, it dates back to the times of Prophet Suleiman. So when I was under custody, the police forces have put a great amount of cocaine into my food, and I was accused of being a drug user. But then, after the forensic analysis, a report was prepared, and this report was sent to the court, and it proved that this cocaine was put by the police forces, and I was not a drug user. And similarly, I was kept in a mental hospital for 10 months in a ward with murderers and with psychologically disordered people. So my own life was in great danger. But then such things are not surprising in themselves, because if you are someone who has a cause, and if you are working to achieve that cause of yours, then it is very normal that you will get such reactions, and it's very normal that people will try to stop you. The relationship between Masons and Satan is clear in their own statements as well, because in the Masonic statements it is very clearly explained that they are trying to form a relation between Satan and themselves, and they say that Satan's light enlightens our path. So this is a Masonic statement, and certain incidents in which Masons sacrificed for Satan have been reported as well. Even some video recordings were shared in the public. So their relationship with Satan is not denied by themselves.
But what does it bother you that Atatürk, the founder of Turkey, is a member of Masonry?
On the very contrary, Atatürk was a leader who stopped Masonic activities in Turkey. He closed down the Masonic lodges in Turkey with a great fervor, because he was very angry at them and he did not like them. So when you look at the Ottoman times and the times of the Republic, Atatürk is the only leader who has closed down Masonic lodges and who has stopped Masonic activities. So in that sense, he is a perfect leader.
Several Islamic scholars were also members of Freemasonry.
That brings us to my previous statement about Muslim people who have been educated in the West under the influence of materialist and socialist and Darwinist ideologies. So I don't know Cemalettin Afghani in great detail, but as far as I know, he was a scholar who was clad like a Muslim scholar, and he received support from the Masonic lodges because he clad himself like that and he presented himself like that. So when you look at the issue in its essence, these are a group of people who have been educated in the West and whose causes are materialist, socialist and Darwinist, in fact, because a real Muslim would do no such things. A real Muslim would not cause any terrorist activities and attacks.
You have been criticized very harsh because of what you said about the Holocaust, and that there was even some kind of a Holocaust denial of you in one of your books.
Bilakis bu benim adımı kullanarak bir arkadaşın böyle bir kitap çıkartmasıyla ortaya çıkan bir olay bu.
On the contrary, those statements which you refer to are published in books which were not written by me. They were written by someone who used my name. So those books do not belong to me, and this has been verified in the Turkish courts because we sent them protests through the notary not to use my name. So this is a complete misunderstanding because I love and like the Jewish people, I respect the Jewish people, and I try to support them in every way I can. Because Jews are descendants of prophets, they are descendants of the prophet Abraham. So it is very clear, and we cannot deny the fact that they have been killed and there has been a great Holocaust in the World War II. So I'm talking about this fact in my books and in my articles all the time.
You claim that the Zionists cooperated with the Nazis. So this looks like as if Zionism and National Socialism would be related closely together. At the same time, you do not mention that let's stay first with this. Do you have any? Is there any evidence for this connection?
Connection
between Zionism and National Socialism?
Tabii ateist Siyonistler nasyonal sosyalistlerle işbirliği yapmışlardır.
Yes, we can talk about a very strong cooperation between atheist Zionists and national Zionists, because in the Holocaust innocent Jews were killed, and those innocent Jews were true believers. And since the atheist Zionists did not like religious Jews, they wanted them to die. So yes, we can talk about such a cooperation between the atheist Zionists and national Zionists, and it has also been.
But the Jews that were being killed in the concentration camp, some of them were religious and others were not. They were simply killed because their parents were Jews and they were Jews by their relatives, but not by their religion.
Tabii Hitler koyu bir Darwinist.
Yes, but then Hitler was a very strong Darwinist. He was a very strong psychopath. And he had no specific group of people in his mind because he killed Christians too. He killed Muslim people too. So he killed a great number of people in the places that he sieged and he took. So there was no specific group of people in his mind.
You don't mention in your book the cooperation between National Socialism and certain Arab politicians and leaders. And also some persons of Islam, like Husseini, like the Mufti of Jerusalem, who even visited Hitler in Berlin and promoted the killing of the Jews.
So that again brings us to the same point, because Husseini then emerges as a person who is clad as a Muslim, but then who is affected by Masonic, by Darwinist and materialist and fascist tendencies, because this very dialogue between him and Hitler shows that he is not a true believer, he is not a true Muslim. I don't know his character in great detail, so I'm not in no position to talk about his character in a detailed manner. But the essence of this example is that there are people who are clad like Muslims and true believers, but then who are in close contact and under the great influence of Darwinist and materialist and fascist tendencies.
Do you think nowadays a peace between Israel and the Palestinians can be achieved? Do you think a two-state solution is the answer?
That this will happen with the coming of the Mahdi and the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Do you think the suicide attacks are acceptable according to Islam?
Kim yaparsa yapsın, bir kere insanın kendi kendini öldürmesi haramdır. Ve cinayettir. Ve sonsuza kadar cehennemle cezalandırılacak bir
So
ceza
no
olduğu
matter by
belirtilmiştir
whom
Kur'an'da.
it is committed, committing
Ayrıca
suicide
masumlara,
is
kadınlara,
strictly
çocuklara,
forbidden in Islam
alakasız
because
insanlara
the
yönelen
value